respected dignitaries, faculty members, and my dear students. Very good evening to one and all present here. I am Dr. Shirley Edward, Organizing Secretary for the web conference on Research in Electronics Engineering and Communication Techniques. It is REACT 2020, organized by our ECE department. I welcome you for the web conference on REACT. Now I request our respected HOD and convener of the conference, Dr. C. Gomati, to welcome the gathering.
Thank you, ma'am. We are very happy to host this web conference, REACT 2020, which is an acronym for Research in Electronics Engineering and Communication Engineering Techniques. Actually, we are supposed to have conducted this conference in the month of March, but due to this COVID pandemic, we had to postpone it for the benefit of all the participants and for making it convenient. So we thought that we will conduct this as a web conference. So all the people all over India could participate. So with that idea, we have actually started this web conference details and all that. And many of the participants all over India have enthusiastically given their papers, and they also waited patiently for this series of web conference to happen. And just to say a few words about our REACT conference, this is conducted annually, and this is sixth in the series, and that speaks the success of this particular national conference. And in this juncture, I'd like to welcome Dr. Mukul Sutavane, who is actually the Deputy Director of and the Professor of Electronics and Communication Engineering of College of Engineering, Pune. Welcome you, sir, for this web conference of REACT. And just to say a few words about sir, he is also a recipient of Professor STC IETE National Award for Excellence in Telecom Education, and he has also taken up various prestigious positions in College of Engineering, Pune, and he has got over 27 years of experience, and he has also readily agreed for such a web conference invitation. We are really happy that you could come over here and present a keynote speech. Welcome you, sir, this web conference. And we also have with us Dr. Balasubramaniam Pesala. He is actually a senior principal scientist from CERI Chennai, and we have been having our student participants, many of them have been doing projects under Pesala sir, and we have been having very good acquaintance with Pesala sir, and who has also readily accepted our invitation to be a keynote speaker and a guest of honor. And welcome Dr. Pesala for this annual conference. And we also at this juncture, we would like to welcome the constant support rendered by our Dean Dr. Duraivellu, and also the organizer of the conference, Dr. Shirley Edward, and all the members of our faculty who are in the organizing committee, the session in charges, and all our faculty members, and especially the student participants and the participants from all over the India who has actually contributed for this conference. Welcome you all for this web conference, REACT 2020. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am. As an organizing secretary, I am very happy to conduct this sixth edition of REACT in our department. At this moment, it is our great privilege and pleasure to have with us Dr. Mukul Sutavane, Deputy Director and Professor in Government College of Engineering, Pune, and also Dr. Balasubramaniam Pesala, who is a Senior Principal Scientist in CSIR Chennai. We thank both of you for accepting our invitation and joining in this web conference. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Bala sir. In 2015, our department started the conference series, REACT, which is an acronym for Research in Electronics Engineering and Communication Techniques. The aim of REACT is to provide a forum for researchers, faculty members, and students to share their research experience audiences interact and improve their work to make it more relevant and meaningful, and to create understanding between the academic and industrial community in terms of collaboration, research, and recent developments. Today, the 6th National Conference, REACT 20, is being inaugurated. It is a 2-day conference, that is today, the 15th May and 16th May 2020. For REACT 20, the response for paper presentation was very good. We had received several papers from various places in India. Today, on day 1, after the release of conference proceedings, we have a keynote session on an exciting journey from 1G to 2G by Dr. Mukul Sutavane, followed by selected paper presentations. After the paper presentation, we have a keynote session on AI-based healthcare system for unobtrusive and real-time health monitoring by Dr. Balasubramaniam Pesalla, Senior Principal Scientist, CSIR Siri Taramani. Tomorrow, on day 2 of the web conference, we have 4 sessions, namely VLSI and embedded systems, signal and image processing, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and the 4th session will be cybersecurity. Each session will have a minimum of 13 papers for presentation. After the conference, the selected papers will be published after review in the following journals. The journals are Journal of Critical Reviews, International Journal of Recent Technology and Engineering, and International Journal of Advanced Science and Technology. I hope this conference will provide a platform for young researchers to acquire knowledge on latest trends in electronics and communication engineering. On behalf of the organizing team, we welcome you all for this web conference. Thank you all. And now I request our pillar of support, our Dean Sir, Dr. K. Duraivellu, to share a few words.
Good evening, everyone. Respected dignified speaker, Dr. Mukul, Professor, College of Engineering, Pune, Dr. Balasubramaniam, Senior Principal Scientist, CSR, beloved HOD, Dr. Gomati, the convener of this web conference, Dr. Shelly Edward, and dear participants, good evening to everyone. First of all, I should congratulate EEC department for conducting this REACT 2020 as usual every year. Though in the current scenario, it is not possible to conduct the event with the physical presence of every participants. They are leveraging the technology for conducting this conference without any disturbance. Though COVID-19 has made every one of us to stay away from each other, the technology has facilitated us to get connected, due to which we are able to conduct this conference every year, as usual every year. First of all, I have to thank professors from Pune and as well as the CSR for having accepted our kind invitation to give the keynote address to make this event a memorable one for every participants of this conference. I don't want to take much time since you are all eagerly waiting for the keynote address of the speakers as well as the other sessions. I wish this national conference, REACT 2020, a grand success. Thank you very much. Madam, you have to unmute your mic.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I request our keynote speaker, Dr. Mukul Sutavane, sir, to release the conference proceedings.
Okay. So at the outset, let me congratulate and appreciate all the organizing committee of this 6th edition of National Conference of REACT 2020 at SRM IST. And then I declare that this conference is inaugurated. And then we have to now really go for a novel way of releasing the journal, the proceedings of this conference in an e-manner, right, online manner. So what is the procedure, ma'am? Shirley, ma'am, what should I do?
Yes, thank you, sir.
Okay, it is inaugurated. Yes, good.
Thank you.
And the proceedings are now released and you can see it on the screen. Madam Gomati has shared all the pages of the proceedings. Good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So how many papers are you received, madam, and how many you selected?
We had selected nearly 60 papers, sir.
Okay.
Now I call upon Dr. Anita Crystalline, ma'am, to introduce our keynote speaker.
On behalf of the REACT committee, being an organizing committee member, I take this opportunity to introduce our chief guest, Dr. Mukul Sutavne. He is a professor in Electronics and Telecommunication Department at College of Engineering, Pune. With over 37 years of experience in academics, research, and industry, Professor Sutavne is currently Deputy Director at College of Engineering, Pune, and he has handled various portfolios such as Dean Academics, Dean International Relations, Head of the Department, Career Development Officer, etc. at College of Engineering previously. His areas of interest in teaching and research are multimedia and multidimensional signal processing, communication networks, and VLSI design. He has pioneered and conceived and executed series of courses on entrepreneurship, leadership, and innovation for the students of COEP. In the capacity of Principal Investigator of the Center of Excellence in Signal and Image Processing, a World Bank funded project by MHRD and GOI, Professor Sutavne is associated with the development and conversion of prototypes from mere proof of concept to transferable technologies. Some of such projects are video stabilization for cell phones, automatic number plate recognition system for vehicles, density and direction detection for stampedes. He has around 120 plus contributed publications in reputed journals to his credit, which has received handsome citations from across the globe. An applauded resource person in many conferences, workshops, and symposia, Professor Sutavne is recipient of Professor SVC IETE International Award for Excellence in Telecom Education. Sir, we welcome you, sir.
Yes.
Sir, now I hand over the session to you. You can share your slide.
Oh, thank you again, the organizing committee, to have me invited on board. And then friends, the audience, I assume that it is the students of SRM University. And being an online kind of web kind of conference, a very novel mode of conducting conference, there is a possibility that to whom you gave your permissions of this joining this Zoom meeting, they also are participating indirectly, okay, in this web conference over here. So thanks again for giving me opportunity to interact with a huge audience of this kind. And then Dr. Vaishali had been associated with me as a student first, who now works with you. I also had been to the university for a couple of PhD examinations, defense examinations, so I had association with you. And again, I'm thankful that you reconnected with me for having a keynote speech in this REACT 2020 conference. Friends, I'll be talking on trains. Trains are all directions, right? How did we really travel this long journey of evolution of telecom networks from first generation to fifth generation? How we are today, how it was launched automatically, right? It was efforts, rather say rigorous efforts, and probably many researchers, many developers, many technocrats, many engineers, many multinationals, they contributed to these trains, and there is an evolution from that 1G to 5G. Okay, so those trains I'll be talking of. Yes. So telecom industry has literally seen new future almost every year, and the only thing which has remained constant is a change. Okay, and change we have to readily welcome. We have to accept it warm kind of arms. Okay, then only we can participate in this kind of evolving technology. Look at this graph, device diversity, right? There are non-smartphones, smartphones, machines, laptops, tablets, portable devices. Okay, maybe home automation devices kind of stuff, smart city kind of stuff. Okay, and look at the percentage. The green zone is going to indicate you machine to machine. Many machines are there. Today we are into the domain of Internet of everything. Everything, every living, non-living entity wants to communicate on net, on the telecom network, fifth generation telecom network, trillions of devices, and look at the diversity of devices. Okay, again an informative slide. There are a couple of slides on 4G. Why? Because 4G networks are still prevailing in our country. So short story of 5G. 5G really is a super network, as I already mentioned. 5G is going to be again encompassing, inclusive network. So it will always support in a downward compatible manner all the technologies of 4G and 3G. Okay, right? So drivers are trillions of connected devices and ever-growing world population, mobile penetration. So stay connected. This is all from my end. If there is a time for question and answer, I will take it. Otherwise,
thank you very much, sir, for your very interactive speech, and that is you had taken us through the whole evaluation of communication. And now I request the students quickly, if you have any doubts, you can raise some questions, few questions.
Hello, sir. This is Vamsi. My question is about like how IoT will be get benefited by 5G, and also effects of 5G on nature.
effects of 5G on
Nature.
nature. Oh, achha, okay, nature. Yes. So first question I'll answer. IoT is Internet of Things, right? It has already been changed to Internet of Everything. All will communicate. Okay, all machines, all devices, we are going to imbibe smartness into it. So everything is smart now. Smart in a way that all, see, I recall that in 2004, so 15-16 years ago, I happened to be in a seminar which was by Intel. Intel is a world giant company in semiconductors, processors. And that time, that year probably, they had one vision statement. Okay, it was all computing devices should communicate, and all communicating devices should compute. Okay, this was very kind of a very fancy kind of statement they made. All communicating devices should compute, and all computing devices should communicate. And that was historical statement, very fancy kind of a articulated statement that immediately became reality. All computing platforms, can they communicate? Yes. Is it not? Has it happened that a smartphone which is in my hand, can it compute? Can it compute? Can I assign a Fourier transform calculation to my cell phone? Not happened yet. Is it not? There is, let's say, some robotic machine, some robot. Can it really compute a wavelet transform, a compute intensive algorithm of the order of, let's say, logarithmic complexity or n square or n cube? Can it do that? Okay, but we are waiting that there will be smart devices, smart machines, which will be doing such kind of compute intensive calculations. Okay, and only impact on this whole 5G is there will be big data, huge chunk of data getting generated and thrown on the channel. Okay, plus real time processing of this data, analyzing data, drawing inferences, drawing some kind of useful information, generating knowledge and correcting. There is a feedback, there is a correction. Okay, everything will happen online, real time. Believe me, this is the biggest challenge. Big data thrown on the channel, and network, self-organizing 5th generation network has to analyze real time. All machine learning will go on the background. Okay, all the neural networks will go on the background. They will analyze, they'll make that network learned. Okay, and we'll see to it that all the decisions are thrown online. This is going to happen. IoT is going to really pose this big challenge on the 5th generation telecom network. That's the first question. What is the impact on nature? We already said wireless tomorrow is what? Because trillions of devices will communicate, you have to think really of the energy, battery life of my mobile device, of my handheld gadget. Okay, and if more batteries, more waste, more electromechanical waste, more electrochemical waste. Okay, then because network is simple now, but there can be energy of the network also to be taken into account. In all, we have to see to it that electrical energy and the converted energies, all of them are not going to create any kind of chaos. We should be energy efficient also. Okay, so carbon footprint, carbon emission in the nature should be as minimum as possible. That precaution we have to take.
Thank you very much, sir. We are very much honored to hear from you. It was truly a very interesting session. Sir, now we'll move on to the selected paper presentation session.
Good evening to everyone present here. Right now, we are just here to showcase a project or paper on a real-time problem that we are just facing it right now. Each and every warehouse can be visualized and see it with a system or from anywhere, mobile.
Okay, this project consists of mainly 3 parts. One is pick by light and HIAP and verification system.
This is the complete working. So when you just put together pick by light verification system and UIoT, this is how it looks. And HIAP. HIAP is an high accuracy indoor positioning system. So this is done using low Bluetooth beacons, where each and every box will contain a low Bluetooth passive component attached to it. So every time we need a component, when you switch on the toggling switch, the passive chip will get detected at a particular range, so that it just gets an intimation of path like this, where in which direction they should go. It will be a complete working, like how this mobile will be representing the tab. When you just this thing gets twisted on, this node MC will glow a light of where the box to be taken. So if a wrong box is moved, this red light indicates the wrong box is moved. This blue light indicates the database connectivity to the cloud. We can increase the protection actually. Thank you.
There are no questions. I think Surya Kailash, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Done well, and we'll move on to the next batch. I'll now call Adityan and Chetna Alaguram from St. Joseph's Institute of Technology. They are going to present on precision farming by crop and weed detection using image processing.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Myself, Chetna Alaguram, and my colleague Adityan Subramaniam. We are going to discuss about precision farming. Here we are concentrated in the agriculture field as the weeds. Everyone was saying that let me introduce to something. Everyone was thinking about the water scarcity is the major problem in agriculture, and even it is not true to it. It also has the problem of weeds also. If you have pour 100% of water, 50% of water is used to take by the weeds. So we started research from this. This research was started from 1 year ago. Last year I have seen a news about Parthenium plant. It is a wheat plant which was totally drinking every water, and it is a foreign plant, but it is imported unfortunately in India from in Maharashtra. Pollen grains has a tiny views, and it will easily spread everywhere. These are the literature survey we used to study and we got into research. There are several members who are thinking about weeds, and they are classified, but they are thinking that they are using some chemical things, and they are using more chemicals to the land. But the chemicals are not only affecting the weeds, it also affecting the sand. By example, more number of members are using even salt with water. They are using salt with water to easily eradicate the weeds. If we apply to the weeds, it will easily destroy. But it not only destroy the weeds, it also destroy the land. If we salt content is rich in sand.
Yes, I saw this. Yeah.
What?
No, you carry on.
Yeah, okay. If the salt content is rich in sand, then it will last its tendency to grow the new plant. Next slide. Next, after the literature survey. Next. Proposed work. Here we are giving the opportunity to the farmers that we are proposing a work to design a robot which we can monitor the field and check the temperature, moisture content, and spray the required amount of water into the land, which it is used to water management, and it will easily take the occurred and the required amount of water to the land. It also monitors the pests and the weeds on the field. It reduces them by spraying the pesticides.
Language you use to program the ARM?
Python, sir.
Python. Okay.
This paper presentation. Thank you. Welcome, sir.
Hi.
We welcome you for the keynote speech. Now I request Mr. Dinesh Babu to introduce our next keynote speaker, Dr. Balasubramaniam Pesala.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, sir.
Hi,
so I take this opportunity to introduce you. So Bala Pesala is currently a senior principal scientist at a Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR Chennai, and an associate professor at Academy of Scientific and Innovative Research, ACSIR.
Thank the organizers, and especially Vaishali ma'am, for inviting me here. I think this was a little bit long due because it was supposed to happen in March,
Yes.
but I congratulate all the organizers, nevertheless, to organize this web conference, because we never know when we'll meet again, right, in person. So I have a long association with SRM for the last probably 7 years. We have been getting a lot of students from SRM, and for the students who are new, I am happy to say that we CSIR CIRI has signed an MOU with SRM University, where right now we have been looking at a lot of collaborative initiatives, where CIRI and SRM work together towards a common goal, right? So if any of the students or the professors, in fact, we are doing collaboration projects with more than 5 professors in the various departments of SRM. So if you're not aware of this, please keep this in mind. So it's an opportunity even for faculty to come and spend some time at CIRI. So if you any of you who has visited as doctor, right? As soon as they enter, he will try to collect multiple vital parameters. So this is one of the new developments that we have done in the last couple of weeks. So I'll give you a future outlook. So you can use the same principles, possibly, for glucose monitoring. When a person eats, right, his blood glucose level increases, which will affect your heart rate and heart rate variability. So we are combining multispectral sensors with the heart rate variability to capture the trends in the glucose, because typically wearable glucose patches, right, or devices are expensive, and it also needs constant replacement. So we're just hoping that we have a wearable watch which can measure glucose, which can track your glucose level constantly. That will be very useful. You can also do something called screening for heart diseases. A lot of people die of coronary artery disease, which is caused because the plaques get deposited in the arteries, in the coronary artery. Of all the arteries that are present in your body, the most important artery is one of the most important artery, or probably the most important artery, is the coronary artery, because it supplies blood to your heart, right? It is the only artery, right, which supplies blood to the heart. Heart pumps the blood, and this coronary artery actually helps the heart in turn in supplying the blood. So if this artery is blocked, people get heart attack, right? So the plaque gets deposited. Sometimes it's sudden. The plaque gets, blocks the arteries, and then you don't have blood supply to your heart. So you can potentially use, right, these wearable sensors, devices. You can also use voice signals, and you can also use, you can capture the heart sound using a smartphone microphone. By combining all these signals, you can potentially detect the coronary artery disease, something that we are working on. So the last one I want to talk about is Ayurveda. Traditional system of Ayurveda developed more than 5,000 years back. It's a beautiful system, right? But people still think that it's pseudoscience because it is not expressed or explained in modern knowledge. Right, that's all I have from my side. So you can write to me if you have any questions. You can also go to my group webpage. Of course, I have to thank funding of CSR and various project funding by Samsung. I'll be happy to take any questions from the students. Thank you.
So good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Sir, regarding deep learning, in which platform you have implemented it, sir? Like FPGA or any other platform?
Good question. See, FPGA platforms, right, are not really ideal for large-scale deep learning and customization. Okay, so we use GPU platforms. They are based on NVIDIA. Okay, you can also use Intel Neural Compute Stick. That is also based on it's not GPU. It's actually a specialized architecture that Intel has developed for running deep learning algorithms. So you can connect to a Raspberry Pi, and it will run the deep learning algorithms.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You can look at OpenVINO. Right? That's the software architecture that runs. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your very informative lecture, and we had gathered a lot of knowledge about wearable devices.
Okay,
Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. And now I call upon Dr. Vaishali to give the concluding note.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. See, we have reached now at the end of this first day session. Before that, I would like to share some words of gratitude here. See, first of all, thanks to technology, because with this web technology, we can arrange this conference, 6th edition of our REACT, as a web conference. See, we always feel encouraged and happy, rather, just by the presence of these eminent, distinguished academicians and scientists, and listening to them. So just like today's keynote speakers. So to start with, I consider a privilege to thank Dr. Mukul Sottavne, who was my professor at College of Engineering, Pune. Thank you so much, sir, to accept this accept this invitation for delivering keynote speech. It was very interesting and very informative. And one more thing is, thank you so much for sharing some research-oriented problem with our research scholars. Thank you so much. Now it was, so now Bala sir, I know how you are busy, and I can imagine how in this, the way you are working and the way you explain what you were doing in last 3 weeks. I really appreciate your time which you have given to us, sir. Thank you so much for giving us your time and giving this wonderful lecture on health monitoring in real time. We have a lot of doubts, but definitely in future we will be in touch with you, and probably we'll visit you and give you more, what you can say, trouble, you can say.
Sure.
Then I would like to thank you, our Dean, Dr. K. Duraivelu. Yeah, he's always supporting in all activities which are benefited or which will be good for our students. Thank you so much, sir. I would like to mention some special thanks. There are some faculties and distinguished guests from Pune. Dr. S.P. Mahajan, who is head of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering, College of Engineering, Pune. Dr. Vibha Vyas, who is associate professor at College of Engineering, Pune. Dr. Prachi Mukherjee, who is again head of the department in Cummins Engineering College, Pune. They all came to listen to you, sir, Bala sir, and Mukul sir today. Thank you so much for attending our web conference. Now, last but not least, I would like to thank all our participants. Even I would like to thank our own staff. In short notice, they worked so hard to make this event successful. So before what you can say, concluding this, I wish, I hope, or rather I pray that we will come out of this situation, pandemic, as early as possible, and we'll start living better life, or rather we have started living better life. We will continue this in future. Till then, you stay home, stay safe, but be connected. Thank you so much.